Hey guys, Ryan here. Today I'm going to be bringing you a tier 6 game, which I don't bring too often. This time in the Thunderbolt. And the reason I'm playing the Thunderbolt here, I've got many other tier 6 tanks, but I've hardly ever played this one since I got it, so I took it out purely for the case of I've not played it too much, and I probably should, because the few games I have played in it, I actually really like this tank. I don't know about anyone else, but I think it's a pretty decent little tier 6 tank. So, in this game, Nomahan, huge map, not my favourite because I like to get into the action as quick as possible, and obviously the bigger the map the longer it takes to get to the action. And I'm in a 3-man platoon here. We are tier 6s, and the other 12 people on our team are tier 7s, and the enemy team is the same, 3 tier 6s and 12 tier 7s. It's actually a good thing because it means that saving into those 3 tier 6s, pretty much all the damage I'll do this game will be against higher tier tanks, which means I'll get more XP, which is good for ace tankers. Not too good in the premium tank in terms of grinding, because being a premium tank, there's no tank to get afterwards, but in your tech tree tanks, fighting the higher tiers, getting shots into them, really good for getting XP. So because of the fact we're bottom tier with a lot of tier 7s, and that they have extra tank destroyers, and this map is excellent for tank destroyers, I'm going to play a little bit cautiously at the start. And I'm going to come up onto the hill here for kind of overwatch. I was thinking on looking down the, what I would call the usual side of the map, because most of the time you find the enemy where the Hellcat is, a lot of the enemies drive over there, and you usually have a fight over there. But first, I'm aiming and I've decided I'm actually going to have a look at their tank destroyer line. Even though their Hellcats there is very fast, with the XTDs they've got, I'm going to look over their tank destroyer line, and what I actually see is a heavy tank and a tiger, or basically 2 tigers I suppose. Now, I'm going to load the APCR because you saw I struggled to pen them at this distance. Actually, a blind shot on the tiger. And now what I do here I wouldn't recommend, because blind shooting with premium rounds will get quite expensive quite quickly. You'll see actually even at this distance with APCR, the shell velocity is actually struggling to get over there too quick. And between me and Felix, we actually managed to kill him. I'm trying to get overwatch. I'm looking over at all those tanks over there now. I'm starting to think to myself, do I want to go over there? And I've decided that sniping at this distance with premium rounds is probably not the most cost efficient. So I'll get a bit closer. I actually still have a premium round loaded from when I was aiming at the tigers. See, I'm still aiming over them to get a shot at him. And I managed to spot another tiger. I have a good view range on this time because I've got recon, situational awareness, coated optics, brothers in arms. So I've actually got alright view range on this thing, even in a tier 7 game. I should have hit that shot with the APCR as well. I had the extra shell velocity. I took a blind shot again. If you're running low on silver, I do not recommend you take blind shots with premium shells for obvious reasons. And now that I've given up on that tiger, now I'm actually going to go and help our team fight these lot. And you see I've switched over to standard rounds now as well, because I'm a close distance, and as you see a Hellcat and a Comet, they're not the most well armoured vehicles in the game. And this thing has 10 degrees of gun depression, typical American feature, so I actually feel quite confident coming over here. And I say that, but I'm actually going to have a bit of difficulty getting the right gun depression to shoot this Hellcat. A T-252 pops up next to me. I unfortunately missed the shot, but I didn't want to stay still to aim there, because obviously I didn't want to keep my side exposed to him. Quite a large side profile on this tank. Bit of shame I missed that shot, and now I'm just going to get a couple free shots into him and actually pick up the kill. Now I'm actually quite worried of the Hellcat because he's got a pretty, in fact I'd say a really good gun, especially if he's got the premium shells loaded to have more alpha damage. See, I can't quite get the gun depression here. I'm going to try again. You see I'm trying to angle myself on these little ridges, and I can have to just get a glimpse of the side of his turret. He pushes for me. And I'm going to take a risk here and think he's on low health after he bounces, and I want to kill him. So I'm going to push over despite the fact there's the Comet and the T-25 team. I am going to pick up the kill. I actually felt bad at this point because the Comet is my favourite tank in the game, so I felt bad doing this to him. I got the tracking shot right before I got in the cover, which is quite sad. But I got the assistance thanks to Spandex killing him. Unfortunately hit the gun of a T-25 too. The thing didn't have very good armour. In fact, the only place you could ever bounce off would be its gun mantlet and the gun itself. So I got, again, a bit unlucky. I say unlucky, I was taking shots on the move, so these weren't the best. So I cleared up this flank, and on the mini-map I can see the general direction they're at, so I'm going to open the big map, and I see they're at the town. Now, at this point, I could also go to the town in the hopes of chasing down some extra damage. But I'm sure we've all had it on these big maps. Because of how large they are and how long it takes to get from base to base. You go for damage, and you get capped out, and you're too slow to get back in time. So because they're going through the town, I have a sneaking suspicion someone might go to our base, and I don't want to get capped out because we're too slow to get there. So I'm going to give up on going towards the town, and I'm going to head all the way back towards our own cap circle, just in case someone tries to cap it. And this means if they do try to cap it, I can defend it, and if they don't try to cap it, well, I've missed out on damage, but again, it's just so heartbreaking when you're in the middle of having a good game and you get capped out because you're on a big map and you're too slow to get over there. And as you can see, we only have heavy tanks and pretty slow mediums left alive, because the Thunderbolt isn't the fastest medium, nor is the Type 58. And the Comet, who is alright speed, but not quite as fast as you'd like to hope, just had been killed. So I'm going to sit here on Overwatch and just stay close enough to the base that I can do something if the enemy jumps in. So I'm going to have an A44 and 4 heavy tanks. So I've got the premium round loaded, because I'm expecting to have to fight the heavy tanks, and the A44 is actually a very well armoured medium in a top tier game. I try to be cheeky and sneak up on this rock here, but it doesn't work. And you see, the enemies are out of my render range, so they're over 445 meters away. So what I'm going to do is, you see I changed from the little map to the big map, and that's because I'm trying to line up some shots here to go for some across the map blind shots. But at the same time, I'm thinking at this distance, the fact I have to use premium rounds, and I was discussing earlier about how expensive it is to blind shot premium rounds, I end up just not doing it. See him, spider senses are tingling. I start looking back towards our base. And lo and behold, right there, an enemy has jumped in. If you look at the map in the bottom right, I'm the only one over here who could do something about it at the moment. So I think, even though I've missed out on damage, coming over here was the right move. Kind of sacrificing the damage for the game kind of thing. So this game has to keep all my health. It's a top tier Soviet heavy tank who can kill me in 2 shots, so I've got to be very careful here. But again, 10 degrees of gun depression, I've got these hills here to sneak up on him. Got to try and get to a hull down position. Catch him in the side, get 1 shot in, 2 shots in. I thought my turret would hold up, but unfortunately not. And I'm just going to, during his long reload, get a couple extra shots in. Nice shot here into Cupola. And now we've got an issue because he can one-shot me, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to back up until my 6th sense is gone. And now that it's gone, it means I'm not spotted. So, I'm going to relocate and try and pop up at a different angle and hope that he's still looking at where I was. And as you see, when I pop over this ridge here, that is indeed where he was looking, and I managed to sneak the final shot in. Now at this point, the enemy Tiger has been spotted, we know where he is, so I'm asking the teammates not to cap, because at this point I feel confident that we can kill him without losing. Unfortunately, my accuracy here at the end doesn't actually go too well, and then Spandex ammo racks him, so gun handling this game not the best, although it's better than it'll look because I had a lot of missed shots. That's mainly because most of my shots were blind shots. Still done 2,000 damage, but I did get a blind shot on one of the Tigers earlier across the map. So I made 23,000 profit despite all the blind shots with the premium shells, 2,100 damage thanks to the blind shot, 100 assistance and 3 kills in a mostly tier 7 game. So, a nice ace tanker there, and a tank I rarely play, but I really should play more, because it's a great little tank. And commiserations to the enemy Hellcat, who did the most damage on both teams in his tier 6. It really is a fantastic map, that, for any tank destroyer, but that Hellcat also a tier 6 tank I've hardly played, and I probably should play more. So, anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.